Everybody, and welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. Today I'm going to be sharing with you Pluto through the 10th house and just giving you an overall perspective of how I feel that this archetype has worked, and just basically sharing with you how to gain some clarity in this process. Okay, so before I go ahead and share with you that information, I highly recommend that you watch the introduction video. And if you look at the top of the screen right now, you'll see a link come up to take you over there. Just click on that. The reason why I say that is just simply because it does give you information and understanding about how to take advantage of this actual process so that it becomes more clear for you in that way, okay? Now, this applies to you if you have Pluto through the 10th house in terms of transiting. This applies to anybody that's a parent of a Pluto in Capricorn soul, that's baby that was born or has children. And this also applies to you if you have Pluto transiting your 10th house, okay? So, Pluto in the 10th house, in terms of unconscious emotional attachments and desires, this is my placement. I have the soul here. There are a couple of things that are manifesting for you, okay? The most important thing that you've got to recognize with Pluto's movement through the 10th house is that you're learning to understand the nature of your actions and choices and how your desires are linked with time and the movements through time and space, okay? It's about motion, and it's about how what you're basically doing with your time, okay? This is a big story here with Pluto in the 10th house. And one of the ways that you understand this process is that throughout your whole entire life, you will naturally come across situations in which you will be wanting to succeed. You'll be wanting to get to the top. You're wanting to be the very best. And all the time, you get blocked. Just a little, as you're about to get this achievement, you get blocked. You get stopped, okay? And something happens, and there's this experience of like literally being blocked. And the reason why this is the case is because you come into this life karmically needing to create a completely and utterly new direction in your life and create a new sense of values, a new sense of identity, and a new direction. And part of this process is consistently and naturally gravitating towards situations in your life where you think the direction you're going in is this direction, and then all of a sudden life stops you. And it is your old karmic stories coming up where you're having to let go of wherever it was that you were doing, so that it induces a state of deep reflection. And when you create this deep reflection, when you create this deep need for inner self-discovery, you start to create these new directions that leads to new relationships and new values and new ideas. And because Pluto in the 10th house is in a cardinal sign, or you're transiting 10th house, it's creating the sense of consistency in moving in a new direction. Now, because of that process, you will naturally come across situations where you'll have to be consistent in your approach to building a new identity. And you won't know about this new identity in its entirety until you've lived most of your life, because it's about creating a new identity and allowing that to mature so that you can able to actually see what it is that you were working on. So time is so much associated with this Pluto placement because you always try something new, you always move in a new direction. It will work for a certain period of time, and then something will happen where you want to take a new direction, and you'll find yourself back at square one again. And you'll go throughout your whole life wanting to achieve so much, but doing zip. Because it's about actually making choices and investing time into something every single day, consistently every single day, that you value, that leads you to a new direction in life, that over a period of time becomes this new sense of identity. And it's a very, very empowering process, but it takes maturity. And that's why Capricorn in the 10th house is about maturation. Okay, this is a story of really growing up in this lifetime and becoming strong and taking the leadership role within your life and becoming an ambassador for your journey, ambassador for your life. And when you do that, when you naturally connect with your own sense of identity and a sense of awareness about who you are and what you are, you'll start to notice that what you are naturally drawn to, which is empowerment through a sense of identity, you'll be going through your life creating a new life, and you'll eventually become an ambassador of that process and a leader in that way, which is pretty cool. Another way that this placement can also work in a non-karmic way is that Pluto in the 10th house consistently keeps on searching and defining its empowerment through things outside of itself. And it gets basically a loss of touch with its own inner sense of emotional understanding. So there's an incredible amount of oppression, there's an incredible amount of judgment, there's an incredible amount of spiritual or life suppression of the emotions. And what you're trying to do here is you're actually trying to access your emotions and become emotionally vulnerable, and then develop a sense of emotional resilience, so that when you're operating in your life, you learn to speak up and you're allowed to actually open up and be very vulnerable in a way, and not controlling or dominating, but soft and sensual. So your lessons are about nurturing and protecting, about being able to integrate your sense of softness into your life, and to destroy all the armoring of the Capricorn energy of being always need to be strong and have anything under control. You're learning to let go of that armoring and be supportive and caring, so that when you actually do want to take a step into the direction of the public light, which is what you want to do, you are there for your community. And so the biggest lesson with Pluto in the 10th house, if you really want to harness this energy, is to learn to become very supportive and nurturing of a community. And so that therefore you can get people to see you as a leader and encourage you to be there, one that wants to organize stuff and wants to take charge and wants to put everything together, so that you create a family. And it's a big story with Pluto in the 10th house, is to create that family archetype and to really evolve through the emotional body. Okay? Fantastic, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want to know more about your Pluto placement, please hit the description below and you'll see my website over there, and book a reading with myself. I'd really like to listen to your own Pluto story, and maybe share some of my own with you in that sense. Other than that, please hit the like and subscribe button, and take care. Bye-bye.